There, welcome back. This is the app in an hour tutorial that is focused on creating an up and down counter. As you remember at the very beginning, when we started designing this, we thought about different ways that we could use this app. And one of the ways is to count by one, but we're going to take it a step further and we're going to make it so that there's a button that allows you to count by twos and fives as well. And so the person who's using the app will be able to control the amount of increment that the user has as it's counting. So that person can count by one, or they can count by twos, or they can count by fives. I think we'll keep it at that. Although if you want to adjust it and make it count all kinds of things, like go for it. I'm not going to stop you. That'll be just fine. It'll kind of be fun to play around in that way, right? So what we're going to do is actually we're going to stop coding for a while and we're going to go back into design and talk about what it is that we need. So if you remember, the way that we made these two buttons in this text area was to draw from the design toolbox. What we're going to do is we're going to create three buttons along the bottom of the app that says the number one and the number two and the number five across the bottom. So I'm going to grab a button and I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to go ahead and make it probably about that big. That looks nice. Maybe I should make it a square. It seems to be a little bit off. Yeah, and if I look at my width and my height here, I can see that if I make it 75 by 75, that seems about right. I'm going to change it so that it has the squarish chunky border again, like I did for my other elements on this page. I think it's nice to have that consistency. And I'm going to move away from this orange. I mean, orange is fine and all, but I think we might find another. Ooh, we might find another color that works better. How about yellow? I don't know. Red? A dark? Oh, yeah, we could go with like some nice darker orange color here. Let's do that. I like that. Let's keep that one. All right. And I'm going to also create a bit of a border around it, just so that it has that nice chunky feel to it. This button, as you remember, this one is going to hold. Uh, it's not going to actually hold anything. It's just going to do something, right? It's an event. But what the event's going to do is that when this button is clicked, it's going to change count to one, right? So I'm going to put the text in this button as one, and I'm going to increase the size of this. There we go, and it's centered already, so it's good. So let's go 32. And then I'm going to change this to button one. Okay, so button one is what it's going to be called. Don't let me forget that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to do the same thing, but over here. And this one is going to be called button five. All right, and we're going to change the text to five. So this is the one that when this button is clicked, it's going to change count to five. Okay, it's going to change count to five. All right, and then I'm going to duplicate it one more time because I need to count by twos. And like I said, you could actually, if you wanted to, you could make this so that you have counting by ones, counting by twos, threes, fours, fives, all the way up to 10, even higher if you wanted to. Like, go at it. This is fun to create things specifically for what you need it to be. So you could tailor this to fit whatever project you wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and change once again the ID to button number two, and now we're good to go. So right now, though, if I click on the run button and I start clicking these, they don't do anything, right? They're not going to do anything because I haven't put any code behind it yet. We spoke through it a little bit, but we didn't actually program anything. So that's what we want to do. So right now, at the very beginning of the program, I'm going to make it so that count just always starts at one. Counting by ones should be the default, I think. And then we can change it so that it counts by two. So we need to create three different on events. If you remember, on events are those listeners that are always like waiting for things to happen in the user design area, like on the screen of your phone. And so when they click on two, when they click on the button two, I want it to change count to the number two. All right. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go ahead and drag this on event. And I've already spoken it out a little bit, so we can do this again. On the event that button 2 is clicked, we want to change, and remember, this is not the one that we want to use. This would mess up the program a little bit because you'd have two containers with the exact same name, and that's not going to work. So var only goes for when you are declaring a brand new variable. We want to use the one that says x is set to 0. So this one is the assignment, right? And remember, the variable that we are changing is called count, and we want to change it to 2. All right. Um, Normally, I would be testing this, but I know it works. But I would want to be testing this to make sure that that this works before going on to the next thing. But I'm going to jump forward one more time. If you want to hit pause right now and go ahead and test to make sure that works, that's fine. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little lasso around this. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste, and I'm going to change this to button 5, and I'm going to change this to 5, and now I'm going to test. All right. So I'm counting up and down. This should be ones. Okay, good. And then now when I click on 2, I should be able to count up by 2s. So that works. Still not going below 0, so that's good. And now I'm counting up by 5s. Good. So everything seems to be okay. Um, One of the things, though, that you want to try to do when you are testing is that you want to try to break things. You want to try to see, like, because there comes a time when people are playing around with your app that they try to break things. They want to see if they can kind of see where your fault might be in a mistake that you might have made in your code. And so I'm going to show you one right now. If I click on counting by 2s and I count up, and then I click on counting down by 5s, you'll notice that now I can get to a negative number. The reason that I can do that is, if you remember, we removed the equal sign from here, but also we made it so that, like, it's um, the part that it's checking, the condition that it's checking is, so if I'm here at 1, right, it's checking to see if num is less, yeah, if num, I'm just going to read it straight from the thing up here. If num is greater than 0, and it's 1 right now, so it's greater than 0, which means that it can go ahead and do the next line of code, which is to count down by 5. And so that takes us to -4. So that's a mistake. We could change this in a couple of different ways if we wanted to. We could make this so that it actually wouldn't go any lower. But really, I think design-wise, what I would like to do, I want kids to be able to count up by 1, count up by 2s, count up by 5s, but I want it to reset my num every time somebody changes one of these buttons, right? And also, by the way, if I click on 1, it didn't change. So there's something that we still need to do. If you notice, it's right here. We need to actually add in the third one, which is button 1. So on the event that button 1 is clicked, we want to change count by 1. And I'm just going to put this in the proper order here so that we have button 1, button 2, and button 5. So as I said, the thing that we want to do at the beginning of each of these is go ahead and reset num. So whatever's in num at that time, we want to reset that to 0. Okay. Um, and then, so we're going to have to do that again for each one of these. And the reasoning behind that, one more time, is so that every time somebody clicks something down here, it starts fresh. It starts fresh with num being at 0. So let's see how this works. We're going to test it. I have a feeling that there's something that's not going to work, but I've done this before. So let's try it. Counting up. Good. Good. Counting up by 2s. Oh, that's interesting, because I actually clicked there. Okay, let's do 5s. So click. Okay, that works. Down. So I have to click a bunch, and it's not working. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we've got something that's creating some sort of issue. So if you want to try to figure it out on your own right now, this would be a great time to pause. Just click the pause button and try to figure out what it is that's happening. Because this one's a little bit of a little bit different than some other things that we've had before, although you already know the item that's missing. The block that's missing is already used in our program in some places. So I'm just gonna give a little bit of a pause for you to pause it. And now we're back, right? Did you figure it out? If you did, that's awesome. If you didn't and you're like pulling out your hair and you're upset, don't worry about it. Like these are things that we are learning about as we go. So what we need to do is actually we need to, if you remember, we need to set the text of our text box to the right number as well. So you'll see where it says set text of our text area number. And remember this one, and this is exactly the thing that we used up here, right? What we want to do is we want to erase this and we want to write num in here. And I can actually copy this because we're going to use this in the other two that we've got here. We're going to use it in both places because all it does is it sets the text area of this right here to whatever is that value that's in num. So now when we go back to it and we run through this, we count up and it's in ones because that's what we want it to do. But as soon as we click on 2, it resets to 0, and now I'm counting up and I'm counting down. 5s, okay, it stayed there, good. 2, good. Let's count up. 5s, good. Okay, so we solved that problem. We made it so that we actually have a bit of finesse with being able to change the numbers that we're clicking. If you want to try to add another number in there before we go on to the next tutorial, that would be a great little addition that you could add in. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to set the properties so that you can see which button you're selecting, which button that you've clicked on. It should be pretty fun, but this is a little bit more advanced, but I think you'll catch on quickly.